What's up, everybody? It's me, R3D2, and we're back for a new Star Wars Empire at War video. In this video, this is actually a bit of a... This video is less of a... It is a video, actually. But this is a teaser for the next version of R3D2 Forces of Corruption. Recently, I got a comment on the ModDB page from a user. I don't remember the user's name. I'm sorry. I'll give him a shout out in the comments. But he requested a Mandalorian playable faction for the next version of the mod. And as you can see here, I have delivered. I've created a fourth faction, playable faction that's been added to the game. And I'm going to be playtesting it for you today. Now, some features may be removed or added after this. This is purely a beta. So some stuff may be removed, some stuff may be postponed for later versions. I think you guys get the idea. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is this is actually a convenient opportunity that they just corrupted me. Perfect opportunity to show you the first thing to be aware of. These two characters here are not usable units. Like they aren't usable on the ground. This is a bounty hunter. You can recruit Mandalorian bounty hunters to kill minor heroes like you can with regular other factions like the regular bounty hunters. And the Mandalorian Zealot, this guy actually removes corruption. So what you have to do is you have to build him.
Hiring smuggler.
I know it's smuggler, but it's actually a bounty hunter. Not a bounty hunter, it's a zealot. So the zealot will remove corruption, and essentially what he just functions like a regular hero. How a regular hero removes corruption in the game.
Battleship standing by.
He can remove corruption, but it causes him to despawn. So you have to continuously build these. It's a more challenging part of the game, and so the Mandalorians are a minor faction in the game, which means their rosters and stuff are not as big or impressive as the major factions, but it's still playable, mostly.
You need my
services. So you just take him and you click and he's spawned, but he's removing the corruption. So that's basically what that guy does. Now, so again, mind you, some of this stuff may get removed, which I might have to remove this one, but the land roster currently consists of the Canderous Assault Tank, which is in the consortium in the base game.
Corruption has been removed.
Basilisk War Droid, which was a ancient weapon used by the Mandalorians in Legends, and simply Mandalorian foot soldiers. I'll show you each of these individually. Now, mind you, I have been having some trouble with the Basilisk War Droid, so I might have to remove it from the game until I fixed it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So one thing that was kind of difficult for me for this was trying to make this feel like its own faction as opposed to be a copy of the Underworld, which if you look at some of the units, you can definitely tell some of it was taken from the Underworld faction. That's because these are actually Mandalorian designs. In the story mode, they corrupt Mandalore, and they take this stuff from Mandal Hypernautics, which is a Mandalorian company. So a lot of the stuff on their roster is Consortium because they're Mandalorian designs. Now, obviously, there's stuff like the Fang Fighter, which I haven't done the text for it yet. There's the Fang Fighter, which is new, and of course the Mandalorian foot soldiers, which actually were in the base game as the militia, like the units that would spawn on Mandalore, just in the base game from the generic structures. And obviously, the Star Viper and the Skip Ray Blast Boat are obviously part of it.
Unit in production.
Also, the Kadalbi Battleship. The Kadalbi Battleship is one of the... Okay, so I can just...
Unit in production.
But yeah, the whole roster, I might cut some parts of this video out later, but the faction works. It works perfectly, and it feels like it's supposed to be part of the game, but there are a few issues with it, which I will detail in a second. But
Star Viper Squadron reporting.
They'll be detailed in a second. But mostly the faction is 100% playable, but like I said, it will be a little tougher than others.
Moving out.
Other factions play as, especially because of. Oh, that wasn't me. Okay.
Tactical battle imminent.
It is a problem with a lot of... Okay, so this is a ship that I added to the game, the Kedoshi class Dreadnought, it is very, very powerful as opposed to some
This pitiful
game.
force is preventing our...
It's very powerful compared to some ships in the game, but it won't stand up to the Executor, but it'll take on almost any other capital ship one-on-one. It has an impressive array of turbo lasers, and I'm planning to have it spawn fighters eventually. I just haven't gotten around to that yet. There's also the Fang fighter, which I told you about. These Mandalorian, the Mandalorian fighters that rotate when they
assault on the system.
rotate.
Dispatch them
There's
so
the
that we can
Kadalbi
secure
battleship.
orbit for the Empire.
So there's the Kadalbi battleship, obviously, the Crusader gunship, skip rays, and these. Oh,
There they are. Blast them.
yep, that's them.
Weapons charged.
But yeah, this is just every spaceship on their space roster. It's a relatively small roster, I'll admit, but I plan to add new ships to it eventually, especially when I find more ships. If you guys have some free release models that you guys know of for Mandalorian ships, please let me know. I do need this stuff to finish this for you.